Are you frustrated with the slow pace of this transgender bill moving?
So we have a plan now. The bill has an extension to May 2nd, and under Joint Rule 10, if the bill doesn't come out of committee at that point, we will exercise Joint Rule 10, and the Senate version of the bill will come out of the committee ought not to pass, and we will then overturn that report in order for us to have a full debate on the matter.
If you could talk to some of these House members that might be on the fence on this bill, what would you say?
Pretend it's your son or daughter. Period.
And just kind of shifting topics a little bit to the debate over marijuana legalization and the ballot question. Obviously, on Friday we had a press conference outside where there was a depiction of a cartoonish depiction of Mayor Walsh and Governor Baker talking about, with a word bubble that made the suggestion that they are more in favor of more alcohol drinking than pot. I just want to get your kind of thoughts on the two campaigns that are now launching in opposition to and for this campaign.
It's going to be a very vigorous campaign unless the governor and the speaker decide to join in the idea that we put a question on the ballot to give the voters a chance to answer yes or no, and then leave it to the legislature to debate and form a bill in the next term. If that doesn't happen, which at the moment it doesn't look like it will, there's going to be a very, very robust and rock'em sock'em campaign on the ballot. A lot of money is going to get spent. It's a very political issue, and there'll be a lot of rhetoric, and there'll be a lot of give and take, but in the end it'll be up to the voters to decide at that point. And if it passes, which many people think it will, then there's likely to have to be some surgery on the bill here in the legislature to address some of the matters that have not been covered in the ballot version and which were identified by the 8 members of the Senate who visited Colorado and also met with some people from Washington State where it's now legal. So there's a lot of work yet to be done, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of rhetoric and a lot of give and take from here until the end of the ballot process.
Your name was missing from that campaign launch. Is that to say that you are in support of the ballot question, or? I'm
still trying to get the idea that a question on the ballot that asks the people, do you want to do this, without without approving an actual bill as has been presented by 2 groups, is the better way to go.
And just shifting to the budget, obviously we're going to kick it into high gear next week. The House budget mirrors much of Governor Charlie Baker's budget that he proposed. Where do you see the Senate aligning with the House's budget, and where do you see it diverging?
So the Ways and Means Committee is deep into the process of talking with all the members of the Senate to identify priorities and to put forward and construct a budget of our own. I think the Ways and Means Chair would be much more informative about the direction that the committee is going in at this point. Bottom line is we have the same bottom line because we agree on the revenue estimates for the next term, and we have to work within that budget. The governor and the House have said no new taxes, so we're going to work within that revenue number and produce the best budget we can that meets the needs to the greatest extent we can within the dollars available to keep a strong economy and have a collection of programs that support the people in need here in Massachusetts, as well as maintaining a robust economy.
And just one final question. What's the next priority for the Senate? What's the next issue that you want to see them tackle?
There are so many. And let me see. Hold on a second here. Which one? Tobacco. Oh, yes. Thank you. See, this is why we have staff here. So the next big matter before the Senate will be raising the legal age to purchase cigarettes from 18 to 21, and also do some additional regulation on e-cigarettes, I think they're called.
And when do you plan to debate that?
I think that's next week. Is that correct? Help me.
Yeah, I'll verify.
Thursday?
I think it is.
Yeah.